Hey you guys, this is Courtney Camaro. I'm outside of Muhammad Ali's real original home. We're in Chicago, and I wanted to shout out Al's Botanics and Herbs. Man, when I tell you, I am one of those people that has insomnia. I can't sleep. I can't focus on some days because I'm so sleep deprived, and this has helped. This is one of the mixtures he has that helps with sleep.
Welcome to alsherbs.com, the oasis for your wellness journey. Our mission is to promote good health and reduce the risk of disease by providing a holistic approach to well-being. From the soothing scent of lavender to the invigorating kick of ginseng, we've got you covered with a wide array of herbs, supplements, and wellness products. Imagine the power of nature, harnessed and delivered right to your doorstep. That's the alsherbs.com promise, and it's a promise we're proud to keep. Shopping at alsherbs.com has truly transformed my life, says one of our satisfied customers. The quality of their products is unmatched, and I've never felt better. And she's not alone. Countless individuals have found a one-stop shop for all their wellness needs at alsherbs.com. It's made a world of difference in my life, another customer shares. And what's the secret to our success? It's simple. We believe in the power of holistic wellness, and we're committed to providing the best products to support your journey. Whether you're boosting your immune system, seeking natural remedies, or enhancing your fitness routine, we have everything you need. The path to a healthier, happier life is just a click away. Visit alsherbs.com today and experience the transformative power of nature. Take the first step towards a vibrant, fulfilling lifestyle. alsherbs.com, where your wellness journey begins. Improving lives, one herb at a time. Your wellness oasis awaits.
Good morning. Good morning. We are going to be talking about 10 people that went from rags to riches. This is the second part. If you've been really rocking with me, you know I did this about a year ago. And I just never got around to doing part two. So I'm going to take care of that today. We're going to get done with part two. We're going to start off right. We're going to get right into it. The first person that we're going to be talking about that went from rags to riches is Oprah Winfrey. Okay. Oprah Winfrey. If you're from Chicago, you already know Oprah pretty much got her start, her big takeoff in Chicago. That's where she came up. A lot of people, you know what I'm saying? Like, shout out to Chicago. A lot of people came up in Chicago. That's why it's like I kind of like always want to have some type of base in Chicago because a lot of people came up in Chicago, man. A lot of people came from other parts of the world, other parts of the country, and they came up in Chicago, you know what I'm saying? And it's like I would definitely be hard pressed to not be cognitive of that, you know. All right, so let's talk about it, okay? Let me just go off of what I know about Oprah, okay? You know, as far as like I've never met Oprah. I've never went to the Oprah Winfrey show. My mother used to watch Oprah Winfrey. I would watch it with her. I wasn't really aware of a lot of things. I wasn't aware of the amount of programming that was being done on me watching Oprah. I was just watching Oprah, man. You know, I gotta, you know what? Let me see something. Let me see something for a second. I just was reminded of something here. I I think Alan Roger Curry was on the Oprah Winfrey show. I think he was on the Oprah show. Let me see if I can find that clip real quick. All of this is impromptu. I think he was on the Oprah Winfrey show. I'm trying to think of if I could find that clip. If I can find it, I'll put it in the description. I think he has been on. I think he's yeah, he was on the show, but finding that clip, like I think he played it on his one of his videos. I'm not sure, but yeah, he was. Alan Roger Curry was on the Oprah show, so it wasn't really that. I mean, if you it's a way like you can talk to people. You know, you got people that got publicists and all of that type of stuff. But yeah, I've never personally met Oprah. Um, I've never met Oprah or her partner or husband. I don't know. They're not legally married. Okay, they have some type of an agreement, some type of partnership. Her in Stedman have some type of like arrangement as far as things, kind of similar to kind of what is recommended for men that have any means to not legally get married, have some type of binding contract that is basically not married or whatever, as far as in the state. Because it can kind of get mucky once you get the state in your affairs. Things can get kind of muddy. Certain states they have certain laws where it doesn't matter if you're not legally married; they'll just automatically make you married after a certain period of time. So that doesn't work everywhere. But let me go let me go and get right into her biography, and we're gonna play a video. um Oprah Winfrey, she's a billionaire media executive and philanthropist. Oprah Winfrey is best known for hosting her internationally popular talk show from 1986 to 2011. Okay, so she started in 1986. I didn't know who Oprah was in 1986 though. I was only 6 years old, so I didn't know who Oprah was till about the late 80s. That's when I figured out. I want to say like the latter part of the 80s, like 89, 90, maybe even the early 90s. That's when I knew who Oprah was. I didn't. I knew who Oprah was from watching The Color Purple. I watched The Color Purple, and I kind of knew she was somebody famous because a lot of the people that was in The Color Purple were famous. So that was pretty much it. Like I didn't really know that much about Oprah then. But who is Oprah Winfrey? Who is Oprah Winfrey? Oprah Winfrey is an Emmy Award winning talk show host, media executive, Academy Award nominated actress, and philanthropist. She's best known for being the host of her widely popular program, The Oprah Winfrey Show, which has aired 25 seasons from 1981 to 2011. Its success helped her become the world's first Black women billionaire in 2003. The world's first Black woman billionaire. Um, I didn't know Oprah was the first Black woman billionaire. Um, I didn't know that. I would have to look that up because I didn't know that she was the first. Hold on, let me check into that real quick. Let's see here. Yeah, they said it. That yeah, she was the first. She was the first black woman that was a billionaire. 2000 in 2003. Got some comments. Got BJ the lawyer. What's going on? Good morning. Salute, Alonzo. Thank goodness. I had nothing to watch but these bullshit crying over Keisha Esnick's. Man, that's me, man. Keisha done broke my heart so many times. She done stomped on it. But she also gave me children, man. She's given me a lot of good times, a lot of joy, um, and a lot of other things that I don't want to have to change this live stream to the 18 plus to but yeah, Keisha is both negative and positive, but yeah, this is not that show today. Maybe later on, but yeah, so basically, yeah, she's the first black billionaire, female black billionaire. So that's something that I probably knew but forgot about or really didn't focus in on. I thought maybe somebody else was able to do that, but no. Oprah is like basically the counterpart to Reginald Lewis. Reginald Lewis is like the first black male um, billionaire. So Oprah is pretty much his counterpart, as far as being the first black female billionaire. She is the like template though. She's the template for a lot of black women to follow, like professional black women. They like to follow the template of Oprah, but they can't really. It's really hard for them to do that because basically one of the things is Oprah bought her husband. She literally bought her. A lot of these women, they don't have enough money to buy their significant other, and then they don't agree with basically paying men. A lot of these women have a problem with the concept of paying men. Okay, so wow. Okay, so she's 70 years old. She was born January 29th, 1954. So her birthday actually just passed. She's an Aquarius. Aquarius, if you caught my live stream that I did a day or two ago, I know quite a bit about Aquarius because both my mom and my uncle were twins, so they are Aquarius. So I dealing with them, I had to become a genius real quick and had to learn how to deal with Aquarius real quick too. They do have no problem, but if they value friendship, so they'll pay for their friends and also their lovers. Okay, that's just what they do. That's how they get down. So everybody is not Aquarius. So so the thing is that you know the concept of women trying to pay for their man to there's some women that do that secretly. A lot of women do that secretly. Some not, but yeah, they have a problem with that part of the blueprint of Oprah. Ebony K. Williams, she has a severe problem with that. She's a Virgo like myself. And then, I'm gonna tell you, it is what it is. But Virgo women are some of the stingiest women you're gonna ever come across. Very, very stingy. But it is. It's a lot of pros with it. It's like they very, very good in bed. Very, very good. It's very good lovers. Let's just say, but very stingy. Very stingy in the pocketbook. They absolutely would have a problem paying for their man. They'll do it one day and then have a manic attack, and then the next day they'll have an argument about it. I just lost two Virgos that was listening to me. Probably maybe that was one of my exes. But anyway, let's move along. So yeah, she's the first black billionaire. I had to pause on that. That's a major situation. That's a major thing. 2003, she crossed the plateau of becoming the first black billionaire. So she's the richest also. She's the richest black woman in America, I want to say. Now she's dealing with a lot of things right there, because you got to keep in mind, you got Beyonce around the corner. You also got Rihanna is a billionaire. Um, shout out to shout out to shout out to lingerie, man. Lingerie, like yo, lingerie is undefeated, man. Like I'm gonna just keep it real, man. Like it's okay. It's two types of women. It's women that understand lingerie, and it's women that don't. The women that understand lingerie, I mean, they do better. They do better. I want to say they do a lot better. You know what I'm saying? When it comes down to things like they do a lot better. They do quite a bit better than the other women that don't understand the power of lingerie, because lingerie is just basically, it's like it goes in depth into other areas that just really, really profound. But she's selling the shit ton of it, and as well as other things, and she just taking off, man. I give it, probably, if it all goes well, probably like, I don't know her. I'd have to look at the whole breakdown of things, but I would say, I don't know. She had to probably do a lot of things to cross Oprah, but you know, she's young. Oprah did this when she was in her 50s, I believe. She was either in her 50s or late 40s when she became a billionaire. So Rihanna is like, what? She's in her 30s, you know what I'm saying? So um yeah, but the thing is, yeah, man, she sells more stuff than lingerie. But man, shout out to the women that understand the value of lingerie. Shout out to you, like, dog, man, I got man, man, oh man, I'm kind of like, man, I'm blushing right now. Whoo, boy. Man, oh man, oh wow, I gotta have a moment of silence on that. Oh boy, oh, oh my God. All right. So yeah, I mean, Oprah is still the richest black woman in America as well, and also but she's not the richest black woman in the world. You know, she's not the richest black woman in the world. So you got to go to Africa, man. They making, you know, you got a lot of land and resources in Africa, and if you know how to navigate that, you know, you can, you know, could take off. So can't compete with that. That's why I say, man, you gotta go back home, man. You gotta go talk to your cousins, man, over in Africa. You gotta do the do the work, man. Try to, you know, go see for yourself. You know, like I'm gonna just, you know, I'm gonna talk about that. I'm gonna go in on that. So, you know, it took it. I spent quite a bit of money over when I went to the Dominican Republic, but I'm gonna tell you, like, if you listen to other people will probably most likely send you the fuck off. Like, I'll just say, people will send you off because they'll tell you. Like, I remember people saying that the Dominican Republic is a shithole and black people turn it into a shithole because they were going there for sex tourism and blah 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 blah. That don't even make sense, really, if you think about it, right? Because you're bringing money when you go somewhere, right? You're not going there. You can't afford to go there empty-handed. Trust me. You do not want to go to basically a third world country or whatever, anything close to it with no money. Like, that's just not something you want to ever do. Because if you think people in the United States don't care about the fact that you ain't got no money, go to a country that's poorer than the United States and think and just think about how they gonna you know help you out or whatever. Some people gonna be kind and all of that, but they ain't gonna have that type of pity party about you than other people, you know, in other countries that have more wealth and resources. So the end of the day, when I went to the DR, I saw the opposite of what people were talking about. I live where, I mean, I lived like a millionaire for a weekend, literally. Like, I literally was a millionaire in the Dominican Republic for a weekend. And I lived in, like, man, I was surrounded by mansions. I was in like a upper class enclave community, like gated community with armed guards. Um, I mean, it was luxury living in in paradise, like surrounded by palm trees. It was geckos outside. So these people talking about, man, it's a shithole, and all these people going over there, and man, that's a bunch of lies, man. I saw it. I saw it directly for myself, you know. So that's, you know, you got to travel, man. You got to, like, see firsthand, spend the money and see firsthand what it is, and you have, and then you'll be like, okay, yeah, these people were right or they were wrong. You going by somebody's word that ain't never even been there as well. That's just caca. That's really insane. But anyway, yeah, Oprah is the richest black woman in America. Okay, not the world, but in America. She is the chief. She is the chief, as far as, you know, how much wealth she has um in America. She's 70 years old as of now. Okay, she was born in Mississippi. I'm not gonna even try to pronounce that name. Soka, Mississippi. Yeah, yeah. I'm not going. I mean, good luck. Like, whoever, if you've been to Mississippi, you help me out with that one. You help me out with that. You say, thank goodness I had nothing to watch. Oh, okay. You already put that out there. Okay, already. Yeah. So, early life and education. Oprah Gail Winfrey was born on January 29th, 1954, in a rural town of Susoka, Mississippi. Sorry if I butchered that. You know, her aunt Ida named her after a biblical figure, Oprah. But quickly, her family began spelling it Oprah. I don't. Oh, Opar. Oh, it says Opar. Okay. But they started spelling it Oprah, which was easier to pronounce. After troubled adolescence in small farming community where she was sexually abused by a number of male relatives and friends of her mother, Vernita Lee. So yeah, we could talk about that. Some people gloss over things. They don't feel comfortable talking about certain things. I was going to school to be basically a social worker. I have no problems talking about things like this. Okay. So that's really tragic, right? Just imagine, right? And these are the balls, these are the wheels that roll into. This is a major significant thing, right? So Oprah, young girl, she's getting sexually abused by her family members. I think her uncle. She was basically getting passed around by male relatives and friends of her mother. This happens. This is happening now. What happens is it's no fear. So men operate off of fear. Okay. A lot of times you gotta do certain things. If you if you like lived in the street, you'll understand what I'm talking about more than a person that maybe had a sheltered life. Men and also women, we're you know, you could talk about just being an animal or whatever. It has to be some element of fear. Without that element, I mean, you're gonna deal with crazy people. Crazy people is just gonna be crazy. People that don't fear nothing. You got people that don't fear nothing but a bullet. Okay, and they don't even fear that. They just, whatever. You know, the thing is that men typically operate off of their actions is based off of what they can get away with. So if you have, let's just say, a single mother, or even you have a situation where the mother is weak and scared of men, because you got to understand she was born in the time 1954. Okay, it was still, the deep South, Mississippi. The men had full autonomy, full patriarchal control over women. There was no problems with all of this stuff that you have now, where you know the basically you could go, just all you got to do is call 911 and then you get hauled off of jail. No, it was like literally the sheriffs knew, everybody knew, they had a code of conduct and everything like that. um White people were lynching black people from trees. Okay. um Setting them on fire, all kind of stuff, right? This is Emmett Till, times, all of that. So the women were really, really scared of the men. Okay. They were really, really scared. They were under men to the point where they were scared of men. And it's like not all of them were, but you got to understand, it's certain women that in a family dynamic where they don't have any strong men around or righteous men around, because it takes righteous men to put other men in check. Okay, so if you don't have righteous men around to put other men in check, then they go unchecked. Okay, that's just what happens. So she was a little girl, getting sexually abused by her family members. The men had no fear in what they were doing. Her mom was basically a pushover. That's usually what happens. You even had people on YouTube that are successful, like multimillionaires or whatever, talking about, yeah, I look for family dynamics where it's some instability so I can get a 15-year-old. Some people are it's some mentally ill people on this internet that thankfully they were able to, profess what they were saying, and thankfully, people exposed them um that had the ability to do that or whatever, because you wouldn't have never knew about it. Like then you had other people defend this person, and it just goes into a ball of it's just, you just give people the side eye, like you just looking like, you know, you like, what the fuck, because it's like I don't really look at things like that. You gotta understand, you got people that got different cultures, people got different religion. Some people are more extreme about certain religious things than others. You got people that's, extreme, and then you got people that's in between. You got people that's like, on the opposite side of things as far as how they look at things. But I'm gonna just keep it real, like, um, it's people that don't really worry about jail. I'll just say that. Um, there's certain people that don't worry about jail, and I'm gonna just keep it all the way. I'm gonna just keep it all the way real. It's certain people that not only that they're not concerned about jail, they absolutely won't even go to jail. I'll just, I'll just keep it all the way there. Like it's people that they won't even go to jail, right? Because um, for obvious reasons that I'm not going to go into. But when you don't have that element where it's like it could even just be like, shout out to the crazy dads. Like shout out to the crazy dads. Like if your dad, even if your mama or whatever is crazy, right? If you got a crazy dad, like I had a crazy dad, right? But it's like if people know your dad is crazy, okay, and your dad is around, because you got to really have a covering over your family, even if you're not with your family, even if you're divorced, you're apart, whatever, you have to have some type of covering. You got to come around and you know show your presence. You know what I'm saying? It goes into a lot of different things, but the thing is that when you don't have none of that, when you leaving your kids just to the wolves, and then even if yo because I know a lot of women, what they'll do, this is what will happen, and it's a recipe for disaster. They'll basically not contact the father and take their kids and basically go somewhere else, because they want women use their children, not all of course, but very much a lot, they use their children as pawns to try to emotionally abuse the father of the children, to get back at him. And it goes into certain things like that. Now, certain things you could do, okay? At the end of the day, you know a lot of things is based off of how weak you are. If women know how even weak you are, stupid you are, they will try to take advantage of you. They will try to manipulate you. They will try to do certain tactics and stuff like that. But when it comes down to the sexual abuse, men also, if they think that they can get away with it, men only do things basically off of what they can think they can get away with. So if they think they can get away with abusing a young girl or worse, and these things absolutely happen as YouTube channels where they just basically go into that. It's all kinds of algorithms. It's, you know, Twitter is all over, like, because Twitter has more open, it's a more of an open, it's probably the most open platform that I know of, other than probably Reddit or I don't know. But the thing is that, yeah, these people absolutely are doing this now. People in court. I remember when I was going to court, it was a dude that basically he was in court for um harming a young person. And I'm gonna be honest with you, you probably got less of a judgment than I did. Okay, this is a really big problem in this country. It's a problem all over the world, and it's based off of basically men getting away with abusing children. If they don't fear any consequences, they'll just keep doing it. And one of the things that I don't like about this country is how flexible the legal system is when it comes down to trying to prosecute these men and women that prey on children. Now, to a certain degree, I'm not gonna 100% say that, oh, okay, like a woman that's, let's just say, 17, 16, you know, is the same as a 8-year old, 7-year old, 6-year old, 5-year old. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not lumping all of that in. Okay. I understand, women and puberty and things of that nature versus a child. Now, if you're older and you're really into young teenagers, that's weird, extremely weird. Like, I'm talking about, you're into 16-year-olds and you're 35. That's weird. That's very, very weird. Okay. I mean, I'm just keeping it. It's kind of weird. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, that's all I'll say about it. It's just weird to me. Um, but the thing is that where it goes left or right or whatever is that you have young kids that are getting sexually abused by their, usually their family members. It's usually somebody that is a family member. I never forget one of my family members. He's a social worker. He's a doctor. He has a doctorate in social work. So he deals with a lot of you know women and men that's been sexually abused. They It's usually someone that's a family member. It's usually someone that's very close, that's in the family. And it's like a lot of times, you know, family members want to protect the family name, and it's embarrassing to disclose things, so they keep it secret and all of this stuff. And it's like, you know, then when somebody comes and just, hole punches somebody, then it's like, it's like embarrassing and all that, even still. because and then the family's crying at the funeral, and they know why the dude got hole punched because he's messing with somebody's kid. That's the fastest way to if you want to die, if you like, that's the fastest way to do that. Mess with somebody's kid. Mess with somebody's kid, family, whatever. That's the fastest way to get hole punched out here. So the thing is that you got some people that they have a viewpoint where they need counseling and therapy. They need to be locked up and all that. And some people, man, I'm be honest, they like, okay, hole punch. you know so it's in Pakistan and Saudi Arabia, you either get stoned if you're in a remote village, or if in public square in Saudi Arabia, within hours they chopping your head off. Within hours. It's not, no, you're not going back and forth to court. You're not having a continuance. Your lawyer is not giving you asking for probation. In hours, your head chopped off. That's why a lot of people that talk about traveling, they don't never talk about Saudi Arabia or other countries like that. And a lot of sexual deviants, they don't go to certain places because they know their deviance will be put on center stage. So yeah, that's kind of what she had to deal with. But here's the bomb drop moment. Here's where the bomb drops, right? So let's say Oprah didn't get sexually abused as a child. What if Oprah went to Mississippi has boarding schools? What if she went to a boarding school because her family obviously was fucked up? Just call it what it is, right? This channel it just is what it is, right? It's y'all don't sugarcoat shit. I try not to. Not perfect, but so just say she went to a group home, right? And she never, like, her mom kind of thought maybe something was gonna happen, or already knew, because let's just safe to say that if probably Oprah got molested, probably her mama got molested too. It's probably safe to say that's something that she got molested too. Some of them people is crazy down there, down south. They're fucking insane. And they read the Bible and they believe that in their fucked up ass head, they're like on some Genesis type shit where, like, apparently it's like the theory goes, this is the concept how it goes. Like, they justify that shit because they like when Adam and Eve started having babies, some of those babies had to the family members had to sleep with each other. Like, okay, so Adam and Eve, they had Abraham and all of the other siblings and stuff. Of course, they had to take one for the team to make some babies, right? Because there wasn't nobody else around, in theory, right? We're just talking about theory, theological theory, right? So, okay, that was whenever that was. You could say millions of years ago, billions of years ago. It is not the fucking case now. There's no way you can justify in your fucking pork chop worm infested brain that you can sleep with your fucking siblings or children based off of what the fuck they did in the Bible. And it's like it's like, I'm kind of, this shit is, it's kind of, just don't like this shit. When I talk about it, I just want to get a sword myself and get busy. But the thing is that, yeah, this is what happened. And this is why this is important. What if Oprah did never have gotten sexually abused? She went to a boarding home, and she basically just, it's like the butterfly effect or whatever. If you ever watched that movie, very good movie. What if Oprah went to a boarding home and never and saw, dealt with her family when she was older, and then they, she was stronger or whatever, they couldn't molest her like that, or it would have been harder, whatever. But do you think her life path would have changed? Would she still been the Oprah that's basically a feminist? She, basically started a talk show that's basically a feminist propaganda talk show for other women to talk about the worst of men. To do you think, she probably most likely, do you think she still would have been in um, the movie Color Purple, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera? You okay? So I say all of that because that's absolutely how Oprah, you know, um, that's her actual life, right? She had to go through that, and of course, a lot of women like that, they hate men. They have a deep seated hatred that's understandable. I fortunately I was not, sexually abused, so as a child or anything like that, um, but other people have, other women have, women get raped every day. Sexual abuse of minors happens all the time, every day, and it's basically, what if Oprah did never have a problem where she was dealing with sexual abuse as a child by her own family members? What if that was the case? Will you think that she would have been this Oprah that has started this talk show? There was this, hardcore feminist, so on and so forth, right? You think that would have been the case, where she would have had that life path? I doubt it. I strongly doubt it. And that shaped a lot of the mindsets of Gen X women, definitely boomer women, like Oprah pretty much is a boomer. My mother, grandmother, boomers, silent generation. She, that propaganda, that success that she had, that programming that she programmed onto others, that wouldn't have probably happened like that. It would have been somebody else, of course, stepping in, but she wouldn't have probably had to do all that. That was rooted in. That's why I paused this discussion, because I just had to make that point, is that really shaped who she is, and how much she had to endure from her fucked up ass family, you know. Um, and it still goes on. People doing this right now today. I've heard. I remember when I had my store in Chicago. I had my computer shop. It was people telling me stuff like, dudes abusing their kids. They that do the Some of the fathers, they, I don't even want to call them fathers, man. Some of them dudes, man, they abuse their son. They be sexually abusing their son. It's crazy, man. It is nuts. Absolutely bonkers. So, basically, she attended um a Nashville high school, East Nashville, in 1972. She won Miss Black Nashville pageant. Um, she would go on to become Miss Black Tennessee and compete for Miss Black America. So a lot of people talk about Oprah, man. Oprah was Oh, you know what I'm saying? She was kind of thick. Oprah was she was a thick chick from Mississippi, man. Black chick from Mississippi, wide hips, you know, big breastises, um, you know, and I don't want to talk about the sex stuff, but unfortunately, the the kind of like thing that happens usually with young girls that become sexually abused, they turn they turn into kind of freaks or whatever. Like they get real freaky when they get older because that's how they feel the sex is something that they offer to a lot of men. Like it goes really psychologically, like tripped out. When it comes to women like that is been sexually abused. They they tend to offer their sexual access more to other men than other women. Like I'll just say it like that. So yeah, she a lot of people don't they don't really know, man. They don't know. Um so let's move along. She started her broadcasting career. She moved to Baltimore, Maryland, 1976. Now the reason I laughed is so Oprah done pretty much she done been in all of the hardcore states where a lot of dudes, you know, complain about women. Men complain about, okay, I did the most the most hardest to date women in America, right? Black women in America, right? I put, okay, Chicago. At first, I think I put like New York. I already knew New York, Chicago, Los Angeles. No, I ain't even put Los Angeles. I put like Baltimore. Yeah, Baltimore. So I had somebody was like, man, you got to put LA on that motherfucker. Then they was like, oh, you got to put Philadelphia on that. And I was like, damn, I forgot about Philadelphia. Yeah, Philadelphia that bad. But she done, she done, she done been to some of the hardcore states, man. She got her like hardcore female metal badge. Like she literally, started her career in Baltimore. Okay, 1976. She hosted a talk show. And then she went to Chicago, man. She got battle hardened and she got battle hardened in Baltimore, Maryland. And then she went to Chicago 8 years later. So that would be about 1984. She came to Chicago. Okay. And I'm gonna get again. A lot of people come up in Chicago, man. I am not gonna lie to you. Like they absolutely come up in Chicago, man. I done seen people get ate up in Chicago. I done seen people come up in Chicago. Oprah came up. Now the thing is this is what happens, right? Like my grandfather, he came up in Chicago. He was from Mississippi. A lot of people from Mississippi have a lot of people down south have a lot of common sense. They know what works and they've been around poverty. And what they do is this is what happens. When they come up to places like Chicago, they hear a lot of people complaining. And then what they do is they see the opportunity. They see the opportunities and they take advantage of whatever they feel that they can take advantage of. Kind of like what I'm telling you is black people down south of like immigrants. They like immigrants from other countries. When they come to places like, Chicago, New York, LA, they tend to do well, the ones that definitely are educated, because again, like where other people are sitting around bullshitting and complaining and they got their head up their ass, other people, don't, they don't do that. They know, okay, I see the opportunities, they're there, okay, and I'm going to take advantage of those opportunities. And I know why you complaining, because you're mental and they just won't listen to you. And they've seen mental people where they're from, and the mental people they're from, they don't have the luxury to be, what I'm saying, living with their mama in a house that's fully paid for with getting an SSI check. Now, like the mental people from where their hometown is, they like living in a shack somewhere. So when they come here up north, they come to, from down south, with shacks and all kind of stuff, one shotgun houses and all that type of stuff. They absolutely see the opportunities and they know how to work hard, and they know, okay, this is what I got to do. Now here's the deal. This is the thing that people don't want to talk about. Like, they don't have this in the story. This is what happened, right? So you got to understand, it's the early 80s. And Oprah talks about this as well. She talks about this. Oprah was she was, she was having fun. She had to decompress. She's an Aquarius. Aquarius are extroverts, typically extroverts. They like to party, like to hang out, they like to drink. So Oprah was hanging out, drinking, having a good time. In Chicago, the reporters are like the closest thing to celebrities. It's not that many celebrities that live in Chicago. It's not like New York or LA where it's a big like entertainment sector. Chicago ain't like, that's why a lot of people have to leave to Chicago to go somewhere else and get, become famous, like Jennifer Hudson, Kanye West. You could even say Common, because Chicago just doesn't have that basis where you can come up, but it's like most people have to leave Chicago to come up. So when people come here, like usually the reporters are the ones that like are the celebrities. Like you'll go walk downtown, you see a someone that's on the local news, you know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, that's just a reporter. That's the best you're gonna get as far as what you're gonna see. Now you're gonna see celebrities and stuff walking downtown because they travel, they doing an interview. Like I remember one day I saw Cornel West walking down the street. And did I stop my car and get an autograph or nothing like that? Hell no. I just kept driving. And I was like, damn, that's Cornel fucking West walking around downtown. And I've seen, people here and there, but for the most part, again, like the reporters, they be hanging out, they be in the bars, they be in nightclubs. I seen a chick that was out of the nightclub. I'll never forget, she was looking like she was trying to choose on me, man. I was like, damn. But she was kind of wild, man. Come to find out, she was, what I allude to is that Oprah was hanging out, man. So she was smoking crack in the 80s, She was sniffing white and having a good time and smoking crack. That was what they was doing, That was what they was doing back then. So she had to deal with that. She had to get off of the powder and the crack. Now the thing is that yeah, it was another she was on channel 9 news. She died early. She was hanging out a lot. And that was the chick that I saw outside the nightclub. And I was thinking to myself, why is she looking at me like that? It's like, damn, how, I wasn't really into older women like that. You know what I'm saying? So, and I wasn't trying to get money from women and all that. So I just, that wasn't in my mind. So, but she was choosing on a brother. This chick from channel 9, but she was old enough to be my mama. You know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't really looking at women like that, but I would see them downtown. A lot of the news reporters hanging out, having a good time. Um, I think no, she was on channel, yeah, she was on channel 9. Uh or I want to say channel 32. Um Chicago. But she had died. She had died like or whatever. Um no, it wasn't her. It was like she died of like a overdose or whatever. But anyway, man, I ain't gotta, that's not important. Um, the thing is that yeah, she was going hanging out, getting high and shit. Chicago got a nightlife like just anywhere else. They got drugs, they got all the drugs you want, all of that type of stuff, pills and all that. So like yeah, she kind of got in that scene and she got she was dealing with men, of course, whatever. And she you know what I'm saying, she had to catch herself. She had to kind of what I'm saying, get herself straight because she had to be she wanted to be successful. Her thing was she definitely wanted to be successful. She probably had a fear of going back to Mississippi being poor, or she had a fear of being poor. Now I will tell you this, what I do know about Aquarius women, they absolutely do not like to go downwards. They like to go upwards because they'll get really, really depressed if they go downwards because they like to please their friends, and they like to kind of brag in a sense of like their lifestyle. They're about lifestyle and basically their accomplishments and stuff like that. They're very, very good hard workers. So if something happened to them where they kind of go on a downslide, that's too embarrassing for them. So they have to try to find a way to kind of like you know get themselves straight because we want to get promoted from their job and all of that type of stuff. And that's basically what Oprah did. That's what Oprah did. She basically she took off. She started competing with Phil Donahue. Um and the late 80s, she started to take off, and then she started the Oprah Winfrey show. Rest is history. She started to make, cross the $1 million plateau to the multi-million dollar plateau to the mega $1 million plateau. And then she started to own her own network, the own network. And then basically she started a book club and started writing books, just media, all aspects of media. She had a company and everything. So I'm gonna put this in the chat. Put that link of what I was reading in the chat. So yeah, Oprah pretty much, man, she did her thing. It's not mired in controversy. I mean, everybody's life is gonna have some type of controversy, but that's her, man. You know what I'm saying? That's Oprah, but rags to riches, man. You know. So we gonna move along. We got how many more people we got to do? So we got about four more people that we got to talk about. As far as things now, some of these people I don't really know that much about them. It's gonna be Oprah is probably gonna be the longest one I've done because it's a lot to unpack there. So other people I might not go in too deep on. It's going to be short, so it's not going to, to kind of finish this and close this out. It's not going to be that long. Okay. So some of these people, the reason why I did them is because it's something that kind of relates. It's some type of relation, or I'm inspired by these people in some form or fashion. Okay, they have a huge impact. I had to talk about Oprah, because I mean that's just obvious. And Oprah has made a big impact. But another person that you probably don't know about, but do you watch the NFL? Um have you ever watched the Jacksonville Jaguar game? Well, the Jacksonville Jaguars are owned by another guy that's a billionaire, and his name is Saeed Khan. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you something about the Khans, right? So if you see somebody named last name Khan, I'm gonna tell you like it is, right? This is the God's honest truth, right? That is related to the Genghis Khan. When you see somebody's last name is Khan, let me tell you about Genghis Khan, right? And Kubla Khan and all of them, right? His he had a family. He had like a basically a family, and then they had, he had children, and then they spread, across Asia, across Europe. And the thing is that a lot of them last name was Khan. So it's like that Genghis Khan, he had a lot of women, a lot of concubines. So they had a lot of children. His family had a lot of children. His brothers, his uncles, his sons, they had a lot of children. So that Khan name, it is if you research it, it goes back to somebody that's part of that time frame of basically Genghis Khan, and then basically whoever the last Khan was, because that was the title that was given. The king was called a Khan. So basically, it's some relation typically. Not, I wouldn't say 100%, but it is some relation usually to that ancestry, going back to Genghis Khan, also known as Kubla Khan. So Shahid Khan has a true rags to riches American story. People who know the Jaguars' prospective owner will talk about his rise to success and his habit of helping others. So we got to show who this guy looks like, so you'll know what I'm talking about. Let me just kind of show you what I'm talking about here real quick. All right. So this is Shahid Khan. He's Pakistani. He's worth about $11.8 billion. Okay. Now, the Jacksonville Jaguars is just something he owns. He owns the Jacksonville Jaguars. That's just one entity that he owns. He owns. How he makes his money absolutely is in other things, such as he has an engineering company. He's an engineer by trade. So that's who Shahid Khan is, what he looks like and everything. So let's go back to this bio. Let's talk about this here. So, Champaign, Illinois. The soles of his shoes were torn by the time Shahid Khan made it to the YMCA, where he spent his first night here. The Y wanted $2 a night, which Khan, then only 16-year-old, could afford until the dorms at the University of Illinois opened. He tried the student union before that after the Greyhound bus deposited him in a small college town, but the union's hotel wanted $9 a night, far too much. The next day, he began his first American job, washing dishes for $1.20 an hour. $1.20 an hour. Wow. Khan's journey began after that day's blizzard, still one of the most severe in Illinois has ever seen. 2 feet of snow in 2 days. None of this was normal for Khan. Nothing like this he's ever experienced in native Pakistan. But there weren't obstacles, there were adventures. If that 16-year-old boy could have seen his future, it might have delighted him, but wouldn't have shocked him. After all, in a way, he became seeking exactly what he found. His his was a life created from nothing outside his own spirit, intellect, hard work, and charm. Khan and his family are not doing interviews until the owner approves the sale on December 14th, but his friends and colleagues, employees were eager to share of their impressions of him. Okay, so apparently, I guess, let's see. Yeah, all right. So it reads further, in an unfamiliar environment, most humans cling to others like them. It's comfortable in a time of difficult transition. Khan took a different route. Instead of seeking others who could relate to his immigrant story, Khan signed up for fraternity rush as soon as he could, eager to meet people who weren't like him in his new home. The Beta Theta Pi house, which was a very selective house and all traditionally white Anglo-Saxon Protestant, invited him either out of curiosity for fun or to see who he was, and they loved him, said David Shalom, one of Khan's closest friends. Khan learned about convertibles and the stock market there. He learned about sports. They weren't like the ones he saw growing up in Lahore, Pakistan. They had rugby and cricket. Here he had learned football and basketball. He went to football and basketball games with his fraternity brothers, learning about the sports that were foreign to him. All the other young guys, he just was like that, said Mike Henneman, who was in Khan's fraternity and remained his friend. So let's talk about this. Why do people join fraternities? Why do people even join? You even say, why do people join gangs? Why do people join fraternities? Okay, this guy, he didn't know anything hardly about America other than there's a place he wanted to go. You can make a lot of money there, and they have beautiful women that you know basically are sexually liberated. Blah 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 blah. He didn't really know that much. He didn't have that many friends. What's the quickest way to get a bunch of friends and a bunch of people that can kind of show you the ropes? You join a fraternity if you're in college. Okay, that's what he did, and it was a good move for him because it it gave him a couple things that he kind of needed to, and it most likely propelled is one of the catalysts to his success. He needed to be taught the culture of the United States. That's what he most likely got from this fraternity. He learned the ropes. He learned American football. He learned about basketball, about other sports. He learned about women. He learned how to dress, how to talk. He learned it was like a switch. Joining that fraternity was like to him because like some people don't need that. Like I mean, I don't, most people don't need to join no fraternity to get enculturated with America. Like you get that, you start doing, you learn that in school, learn that in, primary and secondary school, So the thing is that basically he did need that. And that's what he got from that fraternity. Like, so that fraternity for him was like a Swiss Army knife. It was absolutely a Swiss Army knife for him to basically get all of the things that he needed to be successful, as well as to understand what America was, what's going on, what how to deal with things, and all of that type of stuff, how to deal with people and all of that. So, anyways, yeah. So this is where things kind of get, I'm gonna go towards um where he's got his where things took off. So he started to build a business empire. Okay. um he said David Kirkolis looked around the parking lot of Flexing Gate and pointed. All right, this is where it goes into this. Okay. So he went to college. He got his engineering degree. University of Illinois is like one of the best engineering schools in the United States. University of Illinois, Champaign-Urbana. That's what it's called. Okay. So I used to hang out a lot there, knew a lot of people there because I went to a junior college that was close, like about 2 miles away from there down the street. I went to school down there. Okay. So I know quite a bit about University of Illinois. Had a lot of friends there, you know, had women. So the thing is this. So he started this company. He started actually working for a company, and it was called Flexing Gate. So this is where he got his money. This is where he started taking off. So we're gonna talk about this, right? So this is the company that made him the money that he, kind of made for the success that he had. He started a company. Okay. Actually, he was working for the company, and then he kind of bought into it and took it over. So he fabricates products. Okay. Let me close out some of this stuff here. All right. So this, if you could see here, like, okay, so they fabricate like a lot of different products. You know, the engineer like all of this stuff you see, like light fixtures and um, grills for cars and the bumpers. All of these things are expensive. They basically make those things. Like you see this bumper, basically that's designed, and it goes into some type of robotics to where they mold. This is like a molding that it turns into plastic or whatever material, fiberglass material, and they put that on a car. They put it on a car, a truck. They make the bumpers for certain cars. It's like um they got contracts to make stuff for cars and everything like that. So it's like this is how he made his money. Okay. So I just wanted to show you that. So he's got an engineering company. You could go, okay, let's say you trying to build you got a concept for a car, and you need somebody to make the bumpers. You need somebody to make the door panels, the hood, you know, that his company, it can help you do that. It could make the molding and the prototypes for certain key features like that, like a bumper for a car, or let's say you're trying to make a boat or something like that. He can make the fabrication of those those different parts of the outer bumper of a car, or the outer skin of a boat. His company can absolutely do that. So, as it reads further, uh, he says basically Khan hired Kirkolos in 1977, back when Khan was just an engineering manager. Together, they designed parts on a drawing board, manufactured them in a small plant on the property, then took them down to a local dealership to try them out on the cars. Today, Flexigo is a small gray building whose exterior blends in with the sky on a cloudy, drab November day. It looks like it did 41 years ago when Khan began working as an engineer. So I don't know, like the owners of this company, just think about it. I don't know how they think about like him doing that. Like I don't know what they worked out or whatever. I have no idea. Um, but you gotta think like I mean, I don't think a company wants someone in their business, like, okay, you got a computer business, and then you got your employees like trying to prefab your computer design in a little small shop while they on company time. Like I don't think they like that. I don't think they took too kindly of that, but they did it. That's why I said before, a lot of times your job will teach you how to start a business. It'll teach you how to start a business. So I strongly think that, and it's a lot of evidence that supports that. That basically a lot of people started their company um after they worked for a business. So yeah, it's usually how that works. Go from working for the company. It's even some people that have worked for a company, and they basically took over the company, and that's what he did in this case. He absolutely took over the company um, before everything was said and done. He took over the company while he started working for the company. He took it over. So, right today, his company employs 12,000 people, over 12,000 people. They have 54 different facilities. Okay, his company is called Flex and Gate. Flex and Gate. They have international, basically contracts with like Japanese manufacturers, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And basically he owns the Jacksonville Jaguars. That's like kind of like his pet project. Once you got money, you could buy whatever you want for the most part, as long as you can handle it. So that's pretty much kind of what he did. Like that's what you know Shahid Khan. That's what he did. He bought the Jacksonville Jaguars, and he's trying to kind of get them to be a successful team. The Jacksonville Jaguars was for the longest a laughing stock of the NFL. So he's trying to get them to be a successful team. They've came a long way over the years, but obviously they still have more work to be done. But that's one of his pet projects or whatever that he's working on. But he's worth $11.8 billion. Okay, so the next person that we're gonna be talking about is very important. Okay, very important. This guy, man, he has a rags to riches story that is really really it's really kind of tripped out, man. So we're gonna play this real quick. And this is Freddie Figures. Play this.
You have to try Navan. Navan is a travel and expense tool that works for you.
Hi, I'm Freddie Figures, and I'm the CEO of Figures Communication, based right here in Florida. I was abandoned at birth, and I was adopted at 2 days old by two lovely parents. I got my first computer at the age of 9. It was non-functional at the time. I tinkered with it for about 5 or 6 times at home. Finally got the computer operational, which I still use.
So he pretty much, man, his parents, his mom or I don't know if his mom or dad, his mom probably most likely left him in the trash. Okay, left him in like his story is like very similar to the movie that Halle Berry did, which was Losing Isaiah. It's very, very similar. Okay, so we're gonna play this real quick.
Today, what really gave me the inspiration to get into healthcare is I saw my father with dementia. It was to the point where he would forget to put on his pants, but he would always remember to put on his shoes. That gave me the idea of building this shoe for him. This shoe had the capabilities of GPS tracking and also a two-way communicator. So I could actually say, hey, Dad, talking to your shoe. He would say 2 words. It would instantly notify me of his location. At the age of 12, I got my first job. Ned Quincy, I was one of the computer technicians there. When I was 15 years old, I started my first cloud computing services. In Dothan, Alabama, a tornado hit insurance office and a car dealership. The car dealership didn't have any of their customers' information on file. So that gave me a witty idea to start a cloud computer services, which allowed them to back up all of their information on our remote server in my backyard, not a huge data facility. I quit school because I sat inside a classroom for maybe 2 to 3 weeks. I got a job offer to build a computer program that took me 4 weeks to build for $80,000. With that investment, I started ideas and got the resources to start Figures Communication at an early stage. We're proud to be an award-winning company, and we're the only minority-owned telecommunications company in the U.S. One thing that makes us very unique is we manufacture our own handsets. The Figures F2 has a built-in wireless blood glucose meter. As soon as you check your blood sugar, it sends that results instantly to your phone, shares it with your closest relative, shares it with your provider, which is your doctor, and your insurance carrier. It also has a built-in mechanism that prevents texting and driving. When the F2 is in motion over 10 miles per hour, it automatically puts the SMS and the data into airplane mode. I currently own 4 utility packages.
So there you go. I mean, again, I mean, I just I can't say it enough, man. You know, it's possible. It's very, very much possible, man, to make it. You know, this is one of the best countries in the world to make it, man. Now, the thing about it, man, you know, how many people done had a car accident and died because they was texting and driving, you know? His phone to help you save your life. Like I ain't gonna lie, his phones is pricey, but they worth it. They worth it. Like I was looking at his phones. I was actually gonna kind of do something. I'll probably do something in the future. Most likely if I definitely um I have some plans, you know. I definitely have some plans. I was gonna talk to him, but you know, I ain't gonna lie. I got some things that I'm working on too. I got a lot of stuff going on that I got to get squared away. And the thing is that this man, you know, he came from a situation. Heard the man, he was abandoned at birth. You know, so you know he just. What if he just said, you know what, man, forget it. I'm just never gonna be anything. You know, he didn't take that initiative like that. He went all in. He went to the balls to the wall, and he just self improved. You know, he just continued to build off of whatever he had to work with, and he took off. You know, his cell phones are I would imagine are very, very good. They're worth the money. Just think about it, right? You'll rather buy you'll rather buy a Samsung because it's a Samsung. His brother sells phones, man. He sells phones. Now me, I buy used phones. So I'm not good. You don't can't include me in that conversation. I buy used cell phones. So the thing is that like a lot of you buy new cell phones and then you go out and you wonder why the black community looks the way it does. You wonder why your son or your daughter don't have no job or been going on job interviews for 6 months, for 4 months. It's because you're not putting money in your own people's pocket. While other people are practicing group economics, you're practicing anybody's economics and wonder why they don't hire you or your children or your family and you having all of the problems you have. This man, he's a black man that has a cell phone company, and you don't probably even whoever watched this video, I bet you probably didn't even know he existed.
Patents and 2 design patents in telecommunications. Believe in what you do. Don't let anyone talk down to you. People will not see your vision. People will not believe in you, but just believe in yourself and keep thriving.
Listen up, fam. I'm going to show y'all how to stack up 50.
That is all impromptu. I did not. That's just a commercial after that video played. That's weird. So yeah, that's pretty much that's Freddie Figures. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to him. You know, so we gonna move along. We got a couple more people to talk about. So we gotta talk about A.G. Gaston. Okay. A.G. Gaston is what we gotta talk about. Okay. So A.G. Gaston is a beast. He started his business with like $1, I believe. He started his business with $1. He's the father. He's like the father of insurance. All right, so let's see here. Let's go into this. Let's go into this right here. This is A.G. Gaston.
This mini doc or microbio will be on Arthur G. Gadsden, the father of insurance. Arthur G. Gadsden. Gaston began his investing career on the job, loaning cash and selling lunches to his friends, peers, and fellow employees, a process of which he was open and friendly about, not like a loan shark. Gaston had a clear goal of amassing wealth and using it to educate and share. First, he founded and sold an insurance company and provided the stocks and equity and shares, or at least extra, to his employees, profiting a good sum, revealing his business savvy, importance of having an exit strategy, and knack for getting money. He also founded the Booker T. Washington Insurance Company in his honor or in honor of his leadership then. Realizing the profits, expediting the cycle of life of the business, and also thinking laterally, he got into the funeral insurance industry. Subsequently, started a funeral home, keeping his funds in his own circle of businesses. This meant he circulated a dollar several times amongst his own entities before letting it go back into the world. At this time, he grew pretty profitable and began to challenge the status quo and join the fight for civil rights. It's public knowledge he bailed out Martin Luther King Jr. and other civil rights activists. He even paid to get gospel music more airtime on radios. Gaston, in his prime, became recognized as the most, or at least one of the most achieved non whites and one of the wealthiest blacks post slavery. With momentum like this, he questioned how far he could go, challenging himself to keep raising the bar. He starts the he starts next the Booker T. Washington Business School, teaching finance, insurance, economics, etc. In all of his establishments, he hired only blacks and the best qualified blacks, of course. He then founded one of the earlier African American financial institutions called the Citizens Federal Savings and Loan Association, as well as the Gadsden Motel, which outlasted performing racially fueled terrorist attacks on it. Gaston and his businesses wouldn't be denied as a permanent part of American society. His net worth in his prime was around 40 million in today's dollars, and he is remembered as one of the most impactful and successful products of Birmingham, Alabama. Arthur G. Gadsden, the father of insurance. For more videos like this or to suggest
So that's A.G. Gaston. We're gonna play another one. Young brother did a good job, but we're gonna play another video. We're gonna play something else. See, they don't want you to know. They want you to think everything is hard. They want you to think everything is difficult. These guys were faced with lynching, severe Jim Crow, poverty, no access to no business loans, no access to any banking whatsoever, hardly any banking whatsoever. They had, if they had to get money, they had to get it from other black people. And you know that's hard. You know how difficult that is. So it was very, very difficult. And the man was able to do it. You know, he found the way. In all of that oppression, segregation, Jim Crow South, all of that, he found the way. You know, so I'm going to play something else. All right. All right, this is something right here. Oh, this is a man that went rags to riches. Okay. Rags to riches. A.G. Gaston.
Now turn into our big story this morning, a birthday celebration for A.G. Gaston, a man who played a significant role in the civil rights movement here in Birmingham. Today, his family is starting an effort to get a street named after Dr. Gaston. CBS 42 News reporter Connor Gasky is live in downtown Birmingham right now at a place that showcases A.G. Gaston's impact on the city. Connor?
Yeah, our Dr. A.G. Gaston certainly left an impact on the city of Birmingham and many of the people who live here. And one of the symbols of that is the A.G. Gaston Motel here on 5th Avenue North, one of a number of businesses he started in this area. Gaston's family is celebrating his birthday this week. He was born 126 years ago, started the A.G. Gaston Boys Club, which is now the A.G. Gaston Boys and Girls Club. Among the kids who came through, Randall Woodfin, who, of course, is now the mayor of the city of Birmingham. He'll be among dozens of dignitaries who will speak at today's birthday celebration about the impact Gaston had.
And all of these people really could tell a story about how my grandfather impacted their lives.
And among the other dignitaries at the celebration today will be state representatives, college presidents, local business owners, and more, all who can speak to his influence. And Gaston's family hopes to prolong and continue his influence. They want to have a street in Birmingham named after him, but it's much more than that. I'll explain some of the details of how they're hoping to help him continue to have an impact in the city. That's coming up in the next half hour. Live in Birmingham, Connor Gasky, CBS 42 News. Local coverage you can count
on. All right. So that was A.G. Gaston. Okay. I'm gonna play another person that you probably need to know. Okay, I'm gonna play another guy. Okay, this guy's S.B. Fuller. You need to know this man. Let me play this real quick. He's just gonna be an added bonus, so it's gonna be 11 people.
Amazing got Gabriella to the school dance. Amazing starts at CSL Plasma. Donate.
S.B. Fuller, trailblazer for Black economics. Samuel B. Fuller was an American businessman and entrepreneur. He grew up in poverty in the Deep South. In 1935, with only $25 that he borrowed after using his car as collateral, he migrated to Chicago, where he started the Fuller Products Company, selling soap door to door. Fuller later expanded his enterprise to include other cosmetics, as well as real estate and newspapers. By the 1950s and early 1960s, he had a conglomerate of companies that brought in sales of more than $10 million per year. During the 1950s, at the peak of the Jim Crow era, Fuller was probably the richest African American man in the United States. His cosmetic company had $18 million in sales and a sales force of 5,000, one-third of them white. It gave training to many future entrepreneurs and other leaders. The large number of African American families who moved to the south side of Chicago during the Great Migration became the customer base from which Fuller Products would see tremendous expansion. This growth was sufficient for the company to open its own factory in 1939. In 1947, Fuller's company began to manufacture and sell a diverse line of commodities from deodorant and hair care to hosiery and men's suits. Additionally, he owned the South Center Department Store and the Regal Theater in Chicago. In the 1950s, the White Citizens Councils organized a boycott of Fuller's product line when they learned that the company was owned by an African American. Fuller was head of the Chicago South Side NAACP, and at the height of the Montgomery bus boycott, he came up with an innovative solution. Fuller knew that the bus company was losing money due to the boycott. He proposed winning the boycott by buying the bus line and integrating it. Samuel B. Fuller is said to have told Dr. King, "The bus company is losing money and is willing to sell. We should buy it." Fuller wanted more than silver rights. He wanted independence. At a time when Black people were expected to beg, Fuller was determined to defy everyone of all races. In 1976, as a result of health problems, Fuller asked his top distributor, Joe Louis Dudley Sr., to move to Chicago and become president of the Fuller Products Company. Dudley ran both Fuller Products Company and Dudley Products Company from 1976 until 1984. Fuller Products Company was eventually purchased by Dudley. Fuller was the first Black man inducted into the National Association of Manufacturers. He died at St. Francis Hospital in Blue Island from kidney failure at the age of 83.
So there you go, man. S.B. Fuller, man. S.B. Fuller, he was like, sell something. That was what he said. That was his quote. Buy something that people want and sell it. Buy something and sell it. Sell, 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 sell. All right. Now, I'm going to go into somebody else. This is the last person. I'll probably put you to sleep. Hey, if I put you to sleep, man, that means that my words are medicine. You know, my words are like a sleeping pill. That's good. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't gonna lie, like some people I be trying to listen to, and they be all over the place. And it's like, even, you know what I'm saying? Like some people is like they're not soothing enough to, like, as far as what they're talking about. They like all over the place. It's like a crackhead. Like they like all over the place. They like yeah 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 yeah. And then you like, man, what the fuck are you talking about? Like you all over the place. Like they having like mind contortions and shit. Like you're like, man, I'm not about to listen to this shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I wanna listen to something that like I can like, if I did go back to sleep, I can like rewatch it or, you know, pause it and then go to sleep, like, you know, come back to it another time. Like, I'm not about to be, you know, listening to somebody have turned into a Tasmanian devil on this, you know. So like, okay, the last person that we're gonna be talking about, we're gonna be closing this out, is David Stewart. You probably never heard of this guy, but he's the second biggest black man, wealthiest black man in America, behind Robert Stewart. Robert Smith. Okay.
Is a black African American billionaire, and you're gonna love this episode.
Do you know how powerful you are? Millionaire power moves. Had to find my inner power. To the top, Major Key. This is Millionaire Power Moves. You know who this is, and if you don't know, A. Donahue Baker.
Welcome to Millionaire Power Moves, and you know exactly what we do. We analyze the power moves of millionaires, and in this case, billionaires all across America. Some of them you know, and some of them you don't. But in this particular episode, we analyze the power moves of David Stewart. Interesting case. I hope you find a lot of value. I definitely think this is one of my favorite episodes for knowledge. And I hope you stick to the end because it's going to be some real nuggets. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you do. Definitely hit that notification button so you can be notified every single time a new episode is released. Without further ado, I bring you David Stewart. David L. Stewart was born 1951 as an American businessman. He's a chairman and founder of Worldwide Technology, one of the largest African-American owned businesses in America.
I worked for Worldwide Technological Services about twice, couple times. Nah, actually like about 3 or 4 times as a contractor or actually subcontractor.
Stewart is one of 4 Black billionaires in America, being 745th in Forbes Billionaires list for 2019. He was rated 239th on the Forbes 400 list of the American billionaires in 2019. After graduated from college, Stewart worked at Wagner Electric as a production manager. He was a sales representative at Missouri Pacific Railroad Company. He was a senior account executive at Federal Express, where he was recognized as Salesman of the Year and was inducted into the company's Hall of Fame in 1981. He owned Transportation Business Specialists and Transportation Administrative Services in the years leading up to the founding of Worldwide Technology. He is also the founder of Telecobuy, a global technology supply chain management company. In 1990, Stewart founded Worldwide Technology, a systems integrator. In 1993, WWT concentrated its focus on the implementation of the enterprise-wide conversion services and telecommunication networks. In 1999, Worldwide Technology spun off its telecommunication divisions to form Telecobuy.com. Sales for the 2 companies continued to grow, although revenue slipped in 2002 as Worldwide Technology felt the impact of the technology recession. In 2003, combined reported revenues passed $1 billion. And Stewart formed Worldwide Technology Holding Company as the parent of the 2 firms. Worldwide Technology's 2018 revenue is estimated to be greater than $11 billion, which would rank it as one of St. Louis' largest private companies.
Why nobody talking about this guy, huh? You know, why the scholars don't talk about this guy, huh? Why y'all don't talk about this guy? Because your education can't get you anywhere near as close to this, because you have to apply yourself. You can't just talk on a microphone. That's not gonna your microphone is not magical enough for you to achieve heights outside of your degree.
Stewart attributes a great deal of his success to doing business with the SBA through its 8A business development program, becoming a top federal contractor, able to compete head-to-head with some of the biggest and best companies in the world. He stresses the importance of building relationships and partnerships with a level of trust, integrity, and comfort. He notes a lot of doors were opened to him by the 8A program that he might not have been able to walk through otherwise. The 8A program helped him to understand the unique government culture and assisted him with gaining subcontracting with the Department of Defense, which he later leveraged into partnership with such giants as Cisco, Dell, Hewlett-Packard, and EMC. Stewart also attributes a great deal of his success to his faith and his ability to look beyond current circumstances. His business philosophy is to build relationships and partnerships with a level of trust, integrity, and comfort. His personal mission is to adhere to his principles and to share his faith. He puts his money exactly where his mouth is. When asked about obstacles, Stewart listed challenges such as learning how the government did business. He found a huge hurdle in pulling the DC Beltway into the Midwest. Before WWT, all the big 8A firms and most of the contractors were in DC. People have trouble believing this can happen in St. Louis, according to Stewart. His vision was big and bold. He wasn't going to let preconceived ideas stop him. Stewart says St. Louis is a world-class city whose light has been hidden under a bushel basket with great things to offer and a giving spirit. Within 3 years of starting the business, WWT was in debt. Stewart managed to grab his briefcase from the trunk of his Lincoln as it was being repossessed from the parking lot, according to his book in 2004. Stewart's deep Christian faith also plays an important role in his life. In 2004, he wrote a book with Robert Shook entitled Doing Business by the Good Book, 52 lessons on success straight from the Bible. In the foreword, President George H.W. Bush says of Stewart, his story of success epitomizes the American dream, and his example is an inspiration to us all. Stewart paid his entrepreneurial spirit forward to his children as well, generationally. Daughter Kimberly, producer of the Oscar-winning Manchester by the Sea, became the second female African-American producer to receive a Best Picture Academy Award nomination right after Oprah Winfrey. Stewart's son, David, runs the digital comic book publisher Lion Forge Comics. The Stewart Family Foundation gave $5.9 million to 121 organizations in 2015. Most of them local, according to the tax statements that were prepared that year. Stewart has served on numerous committees and boards. I believe it takes a community to raise a child, he says. Serving in our communities is a responsibility we all share. We have a personal obligation to help the next generation because they are the future of this great nation. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Millionaire Power Moves. The key takeaway was the 8A program. So what I'm going to do is do a deep dive into the 8A program. If you're a small business or know of a small business, you need to share this information with them because this program created a billionaire. And it's an awesome, awesome program that's still around today. They have a number of different services that they can basically plug you in with government contracts. And every year, millions of dollars are made on these government contracts. In fact, a number of people have become millionaires just because of those government contracts. In addition, the 8A program also provides a mentor-mentee relationship, which you probably won't be able to find in most countries or most opportunities, right? You'll never be able to see that and experience that again, being mentored by a much bigger company or a company that's already in the program that has been successful. Once you get into the program, they have this mentor-mentee relationship, and they'll plug you with a mentor to act as a guide, someone that can lead and show you how to grow your business. David Stewart was a master at this. So what I want you to do is, number one, get certified. All businesses should be certified with the SBA. Go to sba.gov and register and certify your business and apply for the 8A program. That's my one power move that you can take and run with and create a lot of wealth for you and your family and your business. I hope you take my advice. I hope you enjoyed this episode and got something out of it. If you did, share it with 5 of your closest friends. I want you to subscribe to the channel. I want you to definitely hit that.
So I'm going to put this in the chat here. So you could, subscribe to the man channel. Very good video. Very good information. Very serious. Very, very good information. So this is the end of this series. I finally got done. People who went from rags to riches.
He said to me, my grandfather walked 10 miles to work every day. My father walked 5. I'm driving a Cadillac. My son is in a Mercedes. He said my grandson will be in a Ferrari. But he said my great-grandson will be walking again. So I asked him, I said, well, why is that? And he said to me, tough times create strong men. Strong men create easy times. Easy times create weak men. Weak men create tough times. He said to me, many will not understand, but you have to raise warriors.